by the tavern keeper. The boy sitting on the counter looks about 18. He salutes you with dignity, though his eyes scarcely rise from the tavern's ledger. The night commander at my establishment. What an honor. My name is Fakito. I'm the owner of the half measure. How should I address you? I ask because some don't like undue familiarity, while others scoff at the tediousness of ceremony and title. You may call me by my name. No, you can call me Armored Armadillo for all I care. Your command, are you sure? I'm gonna remember that, you know. Face smiles mischievously. Oh, look at someone with a little. I'm absolutely sure. Out of respect for the whims of the hero of Dresden, the armadillo. Wow, so what can I do for you? Wine, a meal, or heart-to-heart talk? If there's a tavern in the city, then that means all must be well. Let's raise a glass to Cade and Callian. May your barrels never run dry. An excellent idea. Oh, we got mead. Hopefully that's something that Ninio can do. May he shows us wisdom at the bottom of the glass. How is it that such a young lad owns a tavern? Before the siege of Dresden, the half measure belonged to a distant relative. I won't bore you with the details of how his family died. Just 3 words. Demon worshippers and sacrifice should be enough. Now that the city has been liberated, the authorities and Iomede's church will be returning what remains of the lawful heirs of the deceased. They take these things seriously in Mendev. Face on oh, we got gold. Faye. Is it Faye or Faye? We're gonna say Faye. Faye suddenly slaps himself on the forehead. We started talking about the end, and I remembered I wanted to thank you personally for defeating the demons in this very tavern when the city was liberated. Without you, who knows how many glasses he would have smashed before the Crusaders got to. So please accept my thanks from the bottom of my heart. You're welcome, and what a mighty gift. That's a lot of gold. Why do you like sitting on the counter? 2 reasons, Faye says seriously. Dresden isn't the biggest city, but it still has a few. This isn't big, but it still has a few taverns and pubs. To compete with the others, I need people to remember my establishment and myself. That's the first reason. A tavern keeper who sits on the counter definitely sticks out from the others, who prefer to stand behind their bar, all dignified. Believe me, you're not the first one to ask. Sooner or later, every customer does. The second reason is the place's atmosphere. People should feel relaxed here. Life near the world wound is hard enough. Folks don't go to taverns for gonna cause each other more trouble, so I allow certain liberties, myself included. I'm even thinking of hosting an invigorating brawl here on the 5th of every month. I'll let my favorite customers break glasses and swing on the chandelier. Oh, he has a lot of mischief in him. How's the feeling here in the city? I can only tell you about my customers. They're mostly working folks, the ones who are rebuilding what's been destroyed, along with the soldiers and some merchants. Overall, spirits are high as they can be in Mendev. Nation of rattling sabers and fluttering banners. Everyone loves it when the demons get their horns, tails, and other parts handed to them. They've already forgotten that we nearly lost Canabras. War is like that. People live for one day, and that day is tomorrow, not yesterday. You've been a source of joy and inspiration for everyone as well. A simple lass leading the fight against the demons and defeating them, and running reigns around the arrogant queen's knight. People like stories like that. This calls for a toast, doesn't it? Indeed! Drinks from the house, more me. What do your customers say about my new powers? They talk about you so much that you could feel a hearty They talk about you so much that you could fill a hefty tome with theories about your birth alone. You may be the new herald of destiny, or perhaps her daughter. You were born from a beautiful flower, or you fell to Valorian from the falling stars of Numeria. The earth blossoms under your feet, and water turns to ale. Incidentally, if that last one is true, please don't perform that miracle too often, or you drive down my prices. Forgive me, but your little dragon has caused a stir amongst the town folks. She pokes her nose in everywhere. I recently found her in a pickle barrel, and she scolded me for keeping yucky things in the basement instead of goodies. But I don't mind. Small and relatively harmless dragons do attract customers, and they cause a non-excessive amount of damage. Come on. The half measure is a strange name for a tavern. Ah, that's a family story. It's not for the faint-hearted, and you're not one of those, are you? One day before the war stones were erected, a peasant family got lost on the way to the fair and ended up near the borders of the world. They stumbled upon a bored demon who killed the father right away. He then asked the mother if she preferred him to take all her children or only half of them. The sobbing woman looked at her three daughters and said half. The demon promptly cut the arms and legs off of the three children and said, I guess that's even, and disappeared. Wow. People across Dresden heard the story. After the family found shelter at the local temple of Iomade, for many years they saved up a regeneration spell so the children could be made whole again. They eventually scrapped together enough for just one to grow, and decided to give the youngest child a second chance at life. He soon became the tavern's first owner, and called it the half measure in memory of his family and the terrible incident with the demon. He had a good life for a time, got himself married, and always planned to help his brother and sister, though he never got a proper chance. When the demons had Dresden surrounded, the poor cripples tried to run for their lives, but they died on the spot. The brother and his wife died a little later, and at the hands of deserters. There are rumors that the same demons that butchered the family came to Dresden and made a den of the half measure. If that's true, I guess he got what he deserved when he freed the city. That's the story. Oh wow, what a story. Five shrugs, pensively. Let me see what you have to offer. I mean, y'all doing y'all thing right now. Whereas plus 10 competence bonus on perception checks. Whenever the wearer confirms a crit with any bow, the target becomes disoriented for 1d4 rounds, suffering a -4 circumstance penalty to initiative checks, attack rolls, athletics, and perception. We know what we want right now. All of this. Oh no, this way. Alright, this. All of them. This. All of them. Alright, now let's go. Do we have mulled wine? Not sure, but we'll see. Ghost Touch. Igniting Short Sword. Finesse? Ghost Touch? What in the world is igniting? An igniting weapon functions as a flaming weapon that can cause the target to catch fire upon strike if a successful critical hit. And the pass a fort saving throw of 20 or suffer 1d6 flaming damage each round and can make a save each turn to put out that fire. No. None of that. What do we have? Rice. We have a good bit of stuff. We're not low on rice. No, I don't want not 200 worth. 5. Spell gorging. Do we even have that at all? I don't think we do. Are the berry? Next. Bless. Magic. Good of mind. Armor. That'll be, we'll have that for you just as much. Full strength. Placement. I think that's it for right now.
Our path leads on.
Round. It's filled, that's for sure. There he great boar.
How can I help you?
Before you stands a dwarf. He has stern, rugged features and looks to be well armed. He fills his pipe with tobacco from Gudrin, lights it, and blows out a cloud of smoke. Finally, he addresses you in a deep, dignified voice. We already met in Canabras. You tried to kill that huge demon at the battle, Dresden, but you failed. What happened?
Yes, that was a failure. It was supposed to be a clean job. An anonymous client, a worthy target, a substantial fee. But the client insisted that I use an enchanted dagger they provided. I was assured that a single hit would be enough to finish the job, but it didn't work as expected. It was a serious blow to my reputation. And my reputation is everything to me.
Oh. The dwarf face grows grim. Who are you?
Don't you remember our last meeting?
That's not what I'm asking. I want to know, who are you?
The name is Greybor. I'm an assassin for hire. But I suspect you're not here for small talk. Are you in need of my services?
He offered you a cursory. I want to hire you for a dragon hunt.
A large adult female? The one that's been snatching people and carrying them off? I've heard about her. That's an impressive target. I can take this job, but only if we do it soon. I'm expecting a new assignment from my regular client, and I'll have to leave as soon as I have the orders. And of course, you should know that this dragon will not come cheaply. 2,500 gold, paid in advance.
I'll pay. His eyes lit up.
Excellent. Let's get down to business. It's no easy thing to take down a dragon when you don't have wings, so you'll need to follow my lead. The best thing would be to catch her by surprise in her lair, but we need to find it first. Of course, since she doesn't leave tracks, that might be tricky, but I think I have a solution. We need to go west of Dresden, to the Grimwood Forest.
Grimwood has been revealed.
The dragon's been seen there often. According to the scouts, this is likely because there's still some wild game left in those parts. We'll set up an ambush there. I hope I can rely on your honesty. I understand that on our way to the dragon, there may be other fights or places we need to visit for various reasons. That's to be expected. However, should I see that you are deliberately delaying the contract, or that you're dragging me off to assault some demon citadel instead of going after the dragon, we will have to revise the terms of our agreement.
I don't know if I'm like this.
Got a job for me, Commander?
We already met in Canabras, didn't we? The dwarf never seemed to part with his trusty pipe. He even talked with it in his mouth. The stem of the pipe clenched firmly.
Yes, I had a contract to assassinate a rather overconfident demon named Kylus there. I guess that counts as participation in the siege of Canabras. Not that my employer had any interest in the actual outcome of the battle. Come to think of it, the information my client provided me with was almost suspiciously accurate. They seemed to be aware both of the impending attack on Canabras and of the fact that Kylus was going to be there.
I'll have to
Good luck. If you wish to make use of my services, I'll be here, but not for much longer. I am expecting new orders to arrive soon.
Alright. Alright. He should. You are a level 9 companion. A slayer. Skilled at tracking down targets, are consummate hunters, living for the chase and the deadly stroke that brings it to a close. Spend most of their time honing their weapon skills and the habits of foes. Alright. Let's get down to business. Basic. I don't even know what that means, but okay, he's a dwarf. Mercenary. Nargorber. Once smarter god of thievery and assassinations, as well as keeper of secrets. That's cool. Domains. Charm, depth, evil, knowledge, trickery. Read the first. What's your trickery? Oh, your trickery sucks. +3. We have really good athletics, mobility, and stealth. Oh, your stealth is great. But, he's basically another Incria on the low. Okay, let's go back to what we were doing. Dwarf. He's a dwarf. Mercenary. Read that. He gets light armor, medium, simple, martial, and shield. 2-weapon fighting. Dwarven Warwick. Sneak attacker. Hammer the cap. Power attack, but we don't have that. Buddy target. Double slice. Add your strength bonus to damage made with offhand. Ah. Your strength is better. Sneak attack, weakening wound. Making a sneak attack that has damage reduction. The character's attack reduces the damage reduction for 2 rounds. Equal to the character's level. Improved weapon fighting. Slow reaction. Opponents damaged by the character's sneak attack can make attack opportunities for 1 round. That's convenient. Oh, we can't even. You're not in the mythic path. Fishing with spear. Spear, long spear, javelin. King, dwarven weapon. Hatred, arcs and goblinoid. Defensive training, giant. +4 bonus against giants. Stability. +4 combat maneuver, slow and steady. Base speed of 20. Hardy. Saving throws. What was it? Dwarven Warwick. You're true neutral. We tried to be true neutral. Good to know. Let's see. Do we have anything we can give you, good sir? You have Dwarven Warwick. Crushing cold. Note this adamantine frost, and that's confirmed the crit. That's the cone of cold spell. Oh wow! As an 11th level wizard. Copy that. What is this? You have natural armor +1. That's for the rage thingy. No, you don't need to use dex for nothing. Yeah, that's here. Armor. Might change. Might. Same. Oh, this is basically the same thing. This is against plants and vermin. What's your dex? 3. So. Okay. Spell failure goes up. The art of piercing. Speed is 20. AC is 20. 21. What was it? Dwarven Warwick. Battle axe. And it's one-handed. That's right though. Alright. You can't do spells. But we need to up her. Alright. We're keeping the spell entangle for this fireball. She makes a lot of checks. Alright. If you looked in the corner, technically. Yeah, we came to the corner. Why did we lose the wine? Oh, that's the sure the recipe. Does this count as a Ninio thing? Dragon Hunt. Where is Ninio's thing? Neo needs alcohol. The one with the name. A lot of stuff in this room. Up right. Cooking. Maybe we have a few of those. What? Yep. Alright, let's go.
I will guide us.
I love the music though. There we go. There's another building. Jewelry artist. Then we'll see if we can give Neo this meat. Oh, they have a cola. Welcome to the shop of Derek Sunhammer, the finest jewelry in all of Mendef. True artistry, crafted by the master himself and his apprentice. Take a look. Show me your wares. Do we even have diamonds? I don't think we do. Alright. This is where we're starting. Ugh. What else do you have? Neo, what are you using? Intelligence plus 2. I think we have something. Wisdom. Great. Or I don't even remember what you use. Lesser. Neo and Neo. I feel like Ember is a charisma base, but I could be wrong. Let's see. Amber. You are a... No, you are not. Wisdom? Amber, what do you use? Intelligence. What's your int? Are you really intelligent? We've been dumping it wrong. But, let's give it to her. Rest it. Deal. And 2 dimes. Oh, wait. 1 dime. Oh wait, what is that? Nope, 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 nope. Let's just get one. Do you have liquor? Nope. Let's try the barkeeper actually. Nah. Alright. Ember. I want to see if this changes anything. Spellbook, 4 out of 5, level 4. Let's do level 7 of 11. Inventory. We went to 12. Yeah, plus 2. And then nope. Supposed to be good for you for some reason.
Without a doubt.
One-eyed devil, do you have liquor? I feel like the meat should be enough, but you never know with Ninio. Hard this game. Alright. Got a one-eyed devil again. Oh, we should have did. We didn't really look for this. What do we have actually? Where is it? There we go. One apprentice? Nope. Right in the end.
Forwards.
Second floor. But the meat, yeah, no. Yep. I bought a bottle of alcohol for you. Nenio snatches the bottle out of your hands and stares at it with the covetousness of a seasoned alcoholic. Here it is, my path to learn the true values of humanity from the perspective of the lowest man on the street. She produces a corkscrew from her sleeves and looks at it in bafflement, then at the bottle, then at the corkscrew again. After which she hands the bottle back to you. Open it. This experiment definitely won't work if we don't open it. What is this experiment going to be about? I'm taking a huge risk with this experiment. I'm putting my reputation, my good name, and even my future on the line. With the help of this bottle, I will lower myself to the level of the average man on the street, and I will try to understand the mentality of someone wholly devoid of intelligence. Wow. You surely know, maybe even from personal experience, that alcohol dampens mental activity and is a catalyst for stupidity. With a brain like mine, alcohol is the only way to find out how it feels to be an idiot. Do you always carry a corkscrew up your sleeve? Don't be preposterous. But I am always meticulous when it comes to preparing for my experiments. I plan for every eventuality. Nenio sighs. Alright, I admit it. It's not true, but I have truly prepared for this particular experiment. You're talking as if you never tried alcohol before. I haven't. Wow. I never saw the point of it. So you're asking me to be your drinking buddy? Not at all. I'll do the drinking alone. Your role in this experiment will include standing here and providing me with a visible reaction to my inevitable temporary degradation. Uncork. Fine. Let's get started. Well, let's begin. With the steely resolveful warrior going to his last battle, Nenio takes a big gulp straight from the bottle. Ugh, that's disgusting. After she overcomes the urge to vomit, she looks at you with teary eyes. How do y'all drink this? I am doing this for the sake of science. Another gulp? That should be enough. Not, am I stupid yet? Quick, tell me something about something smart. Oh, we passed these checks. What is the norm? The Gnomes are a type of dragon that possess a strong connection to the first world. They have no inborn talent for spell casting, but they can cast curses. By the way, did you know that a sleeping Lenorm is bound to wake up if you kick it really hard in its... Ugh, it was appear I'm not drunk enough yet. Then he takes another swig from the bottle. Right. It seems to be working. Now I need to come up with an idea right now. I usually have a ton of ideas. Now let's see. Discovery and Baphomet. Their anti-Crusader alliance is not effective enough. They need to unite their forces on the physical level. Baphomet needs to mount the Scar and ride him into battle. 2 in 1. Yes, the experiment is successful. I am definitely drunk. She takes another gulp from the bottle to confirm her condition. So how does it feel to be drunk for the first time from a scientific point of view? I have definitely become more stupid more than that. I am as dumb as a box of rocks, and right now I don't give a rat's ass about science. Wait, I think I've got it. That's how men on the street see science? They don't give a rat's ass about it? Who cares what the Lenorium is and where it lives? The Neo saves with a vague wave of her hand. If it's not wine, you can't drink it. What's the point? I hope you're satisfied now. Incredible! My intellect never stood a chance in the battle of alcohol, and what is most striking, I hope this is not her thing. And what is most striking, this fact doesn't bother me at all. It feels like all the thoughts in my head just went poof and disappeared. My thirst for knowledge, my desire to prove myself, they're all gone. My mind is so calm, it's actually a little frightening. I simply must describe this condition from my encyclopedia, but I get to that later. I just don't feel like it right now. Oh, I'm happy this question is here. You're not gonna drink like a fish from now on, are you? Because I can do that, you cannot. What? Of course not. How can you think that about me? Me, the greatest scientist of modern times? Nenio licks her lips with intense concentration. Fine, maybe a little bit, sometimes, no more than once a year, and only if no one sees me. I've got a reputation to maintain. Congratulations, I guess. Now what? That's it for now. The experiment was a success. Just a moment, Al. Ninia stares at you with glazed eyes, shakes her head, and exhales loudly. Then she meets your gaze again. Her eyes are crystal clear. All right, I am fine now. Wait, what? What was that? What was what? A moment ago you were as drunk as a skunk, and now all of a sudden you're stone cold sober? Is that so? Neo looks at the bottle in her hand thoughtfully, licking her lips and nods. It seems this is indeed what happened. It seems that is indeed what happened. Clearly I decided to forget the incident entirely because I no longer need this information. Wait, so you forgot that you were drunk? Body doesn't work that way. I don't think your body works that way. What I need now is to write an article for the encyclopedia about the influence that alcohol has on the individual's mind. So you simply forgot you were drunk and sober up. Just like that? I have simply blocked the delirious effects of alcohol from my mind. To put it in basic terms, I just forgot I consume alcohol. The mechanism is similar to the one that I used to get rid of the irrelevant memories. It's not overly complicated if you know what to do. Your abilities are just amazing. What? What are you talking about? Alright, happy I can help. On behalf of future generations, I formally thank you for your assistance in this monotonous experiment. Now I have time to answer your questions. Come on, excellent. Really? Now? How does it feel to suddenly remember that you are from another race? Wait, what did I ask? Oh, tell me about yourself. Another race. See, I don't even remember which one she just hit us with the "it's not important, I forgot," or whatever it was. Oh, we did. I remember this. You have a circle tattooed on your shoulder. What does it mean? Nenio. Oh, Nenio casts a sidelong glance at her shoulder. Oh, that. I do not remember the circumstances of its creation, but I like it. I prefer to think of it as zero, no, nothing, a center point, an origin of coordinates. It reminds me how much of the unknown world there is to explore. What is this encyclopedia you're working on? The Encyclopedia Glorianica will be published in 100 volumes. 1,000. Oh, this is her exact words. That's it. I have to go. Hiller, did you overhear the conversation? Nope. Oh, I didn't realize this. I knew it in here though. Not stuck. Yeah, we did go in there. Alright, let's go.
We march ahead.
Outside we go. Mm-mm. Oh, first we have to hit the prison. I don't think we've been in the prison. Yeah. Talk to them. Which one will bring us to the prison? Not that. You will watch later. Yep. Let's go around first. Novice Crusader. Oh. Alright, let's go into prison. I want to finish touring the city by the end of this part. So next part we can travel. Is the insane dude still in here? Or did we kill? I don't think we did kill him. I wonder if we can put people in here. Because right now it's empty. I think we are going across. Yeah. Oh wait. Oh yeah. Oh. So many buildings. Huh. Wait, is nope, nothing. Let's go in the barracks.
Without a doubt.
Oh, something we don't have. The Adventures of Brum the Crusader by Nels Cramier. When the entire retinue had barged into the tent, everyone commenced their hollering at the same time. The commanding officer, who wasn't prepared for this sudden barrage, gasped for air in righteous indignation for the first few minutes. Then, once his lungs were finally full again, barked with the full force that all fell silent. In the assuring quiet, Brim took the initiative and reported hastily, "Sir, Private Brim reports. We've caught an abracadabra." The stern quartermaster, having caught the scoundrel responsible for the chaos red-handed, was about to express his outrage, but it was too late. As soon as he heard about the captured demon, the officer demanded to see the quarry immediately. The retinue, joined by the officer, his guards, secretary courier, and a groom who happened to be passing by, advanced to the outskirts where the recent events had taken place. Upon seeing the huge demon thrashing about in his magical cage, the officer couldn't help but exclaim in delight. Except the spiteful quartermaster then pushed his way through the crowd after all and nasally whined in the officer's ear. "Sir, just look at what caused these buffoons caught one lousy demon. Just look at what cost these buffoons caught one lousy demon." The officer took his eyes off the abracadabra, looked around, and threw his hands up. "What's all this, Private Brim? Sir, what do you mean? What's this massive pit?" That was our first trap. The abracadabra was supposed to drop down once he seen the bait. Took a lot of effort this pit. We broke 2 shovels, all for naught. And why are the shrubs smoking? Once the abracadabra figured us out, he chased us around, throwing his magic all over the place. And they made a mess. And why is the tree broken? Because that jerk tried to pull me down from all of it after I climbed up with the loot. Hold on. Why would you climb it with the loot? Well, first of all, I was bait. I played some marches to provoke the abracadabra's hatred for all things of beauty, smart. And second, I was running from a demon and I couldn't leave the loot. I borrowed it from the bard in our regiment. And he packed a good punch that one. The officer frowned, ignoring the quartermaster's snivels. "Right," he exclaimed at last. "Dispose of the demon. Private Brim is to be rewarded. All the equipment lost by him and his mates is to be deducted from his pay. And will someone put out those blasted shrubs already?" Wow. That was actually nice, because there's been a lot of depression. Let's see. A depressive stuff. You read that before?
Forwards.
Let's see what Ellen has to say. Blonde. Ellen. I like Ellen still. Commander, my regard. Oh, we can't even speak to you right now. This is a different exit. Are we on the roof? We are. Yeah, let's go back. Coming in is quick. It's getting back
We
into
march
Dresden
ahead.
that's taking a little longer. Back outside. On. Is it? Gravel Staunton Bond, traitor of the really traitor of this sucks. But I guess I get it. Temple? This place has been sanctified. It can protect the area around it from the corruption of the abyss. Original? A woman in gold embroidered cleric robes greets you with a polite bow. Her eyes, the color of molten gold, gleams brightly in her dusky face. Greetings, Commander. My name is Arosino. Ar- Arsenio. Arsenal? I'm a messenger from the Temple of Abadar in Absalom. And I came here assuming the defenders of the fortress could use the services of a cleric. Perhaps you've heard about the wound that sometimes opens in my chest. Are you familiar with that kind of ailment? Arsenal quickly probes you with the skill of a experienced healer. So the wound was right here, and then it disappeared and reappeared. Amazing. No, this is the first time I've ever heard of such magic. Can you give me some advice on how to heal it? I'm sure that you've already used the purification and chaos waning warding spells, and for obvious reasons. You do not have the option of leaving the campaign and going on a lone pilgrimage to various shrines. If that's the case, keep a diary. Make careful and systematic entries about your well-being. If it gets worse, record the circumstances under which it happened. I'm afraid it's the only advice I can offer right now. I want you to heal me. I want you to hear a risk. Uh, oh, sure. What do you think it might be? I think it's some kind of demonic corruption or particles of chaos from the abyss have entered through the wound in your body and have made it so unstable. It sounds quite interesting. And it sounds quite interesting. Incidentally, judging from the records of researchers of the abyss, stranger things have happened in this cursed place. Tell me more about Abadar. I'll be delighted to. Abadar is the patron deity of law, trade, and prosperity of cities. He teaches that law and order allow civilizations to develop and keep people safe and wealthy. Iomade and Abadar are allies, since also holds order and nobility above all else. It's hardly surprising to see many mighty fortresses and wonderful cities in Mendev bloom under her blessings. How did you end up in Dresden? My story has grown longer and longer over the years. Yet, sadly, it never gets any more interesting. I was born and raised in Absalom. Since I realized that bringing the word of Abaddon in places where it's already been heard was too easy a challenge for a cleric like me, I have traveled all across Golorian since then, watching civilization bring enlightenment to the wildest of places. This brings joy to my heart and makes me feel like I serve my God with my deeds and not only with my words. A tiny barony in the Stolen Lands that had been my home for a very long time eventually turned into a stronger and prosperous kingdom. Oh, and she was in Kingmaker. But who? Well, she had a building, I think. Let's look it up. I knew it was something. Kingmaker. Uh, let's see. What did you do? Oh, she just sold stuff. And I felt that I had to go somewhere else, bring the blessings of Abador to someone who really needed it. It will take quite a long time for Dresden to recover and become an unfailing stronghold once again. I will do my very best to help. You're an Asimar, if I'm not mistaken. Oh yes, I am an Asimar. Hard to miss it, isn't it? I look exactly like my great-great-grandmother, but I am the only one among my kin to have Asimar blood manifest so brightly in my appearance. I have to admit that is a very fortunate coincidence. My Asimar features are rather appealing and makes people trust me more easily. This is a good quality to have for a priestess wishing to gather a congregation. I see that you have consecrated the altar of Abadar. So I have. And before you ask me why I did this when there was a temple of Iomade in Dresden, I will answer. Even though my god is the ally of the inheritor, some still prefer to pray and trust in Abador instead of her. After all, my humble altar is no worse at removing the corruption of the abyss than the grandiose altar in the temple of Iomade. What services? I can sell you various divine spell scrolls, even if you don't have anyone in your party who can read it. I'll be happy to read it for you right here. However, take care of it. Take care out there on your travels. A scroll is useless without someone who can read it. To use a scroll while you're on the move, you need a spellcaster whose magical training covers such spells, or someone skilled in magical devices. I can use the help. Alright, there's no thing there, so we already have that. Dinosaur bones 5. I don't even know what we use this for. Good amount of first aid and a decent amount of diamond dust. Hmm. Do we have that? We do. Oh, you have. Oh. Come on. Water staff. Cape of pest control. Hmm. Bookworm's headband. Plus to intelligent immunity to all compulsion. Oh no. The penalties are horrible. Whenever the carrier of this belt uses a scroll or potion, it gives +1 to the cast. Oh, that is something we can do. Half of the pair. Oh, so where's the when two creatures wearing different halves of this pendant are within 10 feet distance of each other, gets a +2 circumstance bonus on attack rolls and +2 circumstance on AC. Pyromania. We don't have enough for that at all. However, this great, but this belt though. Sela can use this 100%. Oh, but you're using the belt. Mm. Me? Oh, I was looking for heal. Oh, you have potions, good ma'am. Let's see. And then serious. Let's do 5. Breath of life. No. Mad. Restoration. Power Road Bind. Oh, word. I don't think anyone can use that though. Oh no, we can. I think. Restoration because eventually we'll need it. Crit. I think that's it. To the temple we go. Noble, noble. Citizen. Peasant, noble. Peasant, noble.
Our path leads on.
Oh, what is this? Something we read.
I will guide us.
Let us try it. Oh, that sucks. Oh, it's jammed, so it doesn't even make sense. Let's just break it, I guess. That sucks.
Without a doubt.
Only downside of having someone without really good trickery. I'm gonna say stealth, but I knew it was a different mechanic than stealth. This is a big temple. Axe of Iomade. Once they saw their leader's sword broken by dark magics, the soldiers wavered. A murmur shook their ranks as many fell to their knees, heralding this as an ill omen that foretold of their inescapable deaths at the hands of the dead. And Iomade thus spoke: "For as long as my will is strong and my faith immaculate, no arcane shade shall stop me." And the inheritor raised the hilt of the shattered blade before her and illuminated herself with Aridan's holy sign, and began her prayer for her divine patron. And as each word escaped her lips, the soldiers' hearts were filled with grace and faith. Their weary bodies had their strength restored, and the lurking shadows were cast out of their soul. Her prayer finished, Iomade, aligned with Aridan's blessing once more, thus spoke: "I swear it on my life that my resolve to bring justice to the unholy will not falter, while the evil of the whispering tyrant devours Golorian, and my hand will not rest until every last minion of Tar Baffin falls to the ground unmoving." And with these words spoken, Iomade placed her hand, glowing with light, upon the broken blade, and in that instant her righteous wrath and her pure heart reforged the blade whole once more. And thus did she perform the sixth of her 11 feats of greatness. Oh, we learned. What did we learn? Uh, do, 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 do. Let's see. Axe of Iomade. +1 confidence bonus on saving throws against disease and sickness effects. Always take a +1. +1's help. Even if you don't think they would. Oh. Prince. Oh, great. Oh. Kind of a waste. Oh. This place has been sanctified. It can protect the area around it from the corrosion of the abyss. Leorter. Nope. You remember about
Forwards.
Heaven's Edge. We're going soon. Alright. Alright. Baruchale! Anything. Oh, you have a lot. I don't think we talked to you at all. Outside of when we got you. Okay. Baruchale's ruby eyes stare watchfully as passers-by who don't notice her even at an arm's length. She turns to you. Her face a mixture of contemplation, sadness, and admiration. They're amazing, aren't they? First, what do you think of the powers I gave you? It's a great temptation. I don't know if I should be trusted with such power. I certainly wouldn't trust myself with it. When you have so much power, it's easy to decide you're a guide and the martyrs are your toys. Perhaps I should wait until we defeat the forces of the abyss. That's precisely what those powers are for. She thinks for a moment, then speaks softly. You take a great risk. I'm not sure I can handle the temptation. It's hard enough as it is. We are being attacked by demons with unusual powers. Do you know anything about them? Baruchale thinks for a long while. Finally, she answers hesitantly. Back in, Alushinyara, there were rumors about terrible experiments that Baphomet and Discovery performed on their troops to make them stronger. Here on the material plane, these rumors were embellished with lots of details. Some say the demons undergo rituals acquired from Zan Kuthon. Others say that they feed on blood of angels or hippot or demon lords. Still, others say there are no experiments and Baphomet is just bringing back fighters from the future, a future in which the demons have already taken all of Golorian. I'm sure there's a grain of truth in is there a grain of truth in any of these ramblings? There's no way to know. Naturally, none of these rumors give any indication of where these demons come from. I'm sorry I can't help. The only thing that's clear is that the lowly fighters in the armies of the abyss are as puzzled by this as we are. What are you doing here? I'm watching. She nods at the city dwellers as they hurry past. I'm listening to their conversation, studying their faces. I'm trying to understand what they are, what they truly are. Have you learned anything new about mortals? They love cats. Baruchale speaks in a very serious matter, as if sharing an important scientific discovery with you. But then a moment later she smiles to give the joke away. Why do you like to... Seriously, have your observations of humans led to anything? I wouldn't want to draw any rash conclusions. I've only been watching them for a short while, but I think I have understood one thing. The Succubi have a saying. Mortals always lie. If a mortal isn't talking, it means that she's busy lying. Wow, lying to herself. Wow. But now I see this isn't true. You mortals aren't liars. You're dreamers. Each of you create a huge daydream for yourself and someone you share your life with. It isn't exactly a lie because the daydream is your truth. Why do you like to watch people? You know, in my own life, I thought I knew everything about them. I was a master of seduction after all. I knew how to tempt a mortal into doing anything I required. I could trap them in a lie or lie myself and never get caught. It's disgusting to remember. That was my life for many centuries. Now I see I knew nothing. A demon warrior probably also considered himself an expert on mortals because he killed so many of them. He certainly knows where to thrust the spear for a quick death and where to thrust it for a long and painful one. and he thinks that's enough. My knowledge, it was the same kind. I ruined many mortals without learning the first thing about them. Now I watch them to understand them. This won't give my victims back their lives, of course, but still, by growing closer to these mortals, it's like I'm paying back some part of my debt to my victims' memory. Don't you think you're being a little, creepy? What? The succubus blinked surprised. Really? Why? I didn't mean any harm. Oh, I know I shouldn't ask that. I see, let's ask another question. Tell me about yourself. Please don't be 17. I'm afraid you won't like what I'm about to tell you. How did you end up turning this the abyss? Temptation. Originally smiled sadly. Strange, isn't it? So many people believe that being good is important, but it's boring and unpleasant. And all that's enjoyable and tempting pertains to evil. Even the servants of kind gods often think so, do they not? You have no idea how easy that makes the role of a temptress. Well, it was my first fortune to discover, and it's not always like that. Ursula looks away. My last victim was a priestess of Desna, the tender of dreams. As you know, demons do not sleep. Mortals always compare their greatest moments to dreams. So I decided it would be interesting to see myself, and while I was at it, forgive me, goddess, to mock Desna. This priestess lay in my arms, dying of my kiss. I remember every smallest detail. The cold sweat of her skin, her eyes rolled back into her head, her weak whisper. It's so difficult to recount. Well, I dove into her mind to see what mortal dreams were like, but the goddess saw me in her realm, and it turned out I remained there for longer than I planned. What did Desna do to you? As a punishment, she gave me mercy. I only think, why me? I often think, why me? She could easily have blown me away like smoke with the flick of her finger. The gods rarely trouble themselves with the lives of mortals, and even less with demons. But for some reason of her own, she paid me special attention. She awoke in me the memories of the sinners whose souls were used to create me. All those humans, I knew nothing of them until Desna showed me. Each of them had their own dreams, and a world without pity trampled each of them and placed them on a path that led to the abyss. Their memories, all their hopes and pain. I'm sorry. It's hard for me to talk about it. You see tears well up in the succubus' eyes. Arishale wipes away her tears and continues. The most important thing I realized was that every mortal is a little world of hopes and dreams, and that although I might be a succubus, and I didn't have to live forever with those beastly boring pleasures and tortures of the abyss, I can be free. I can be myself. If only I can understand who I am. You don't know who you are? What of you, do you know who you are? Are there many mortals who can make that claim? Before returning me to the mortal realm, Desna whispered something to me, and I could still hear her words. She asked me, and what do you dream of? And I don't know. I still don't. You see, demons are simple creatures. Arushale purses her lips. Each is guided by 2 or 3 strong sins. Before my conversion, my sins were all I was. A ball of desire without anyone behind them doing the desiring. Desire for sex, for flattery, and food. But now I have me. And it's amazing, but it's so complicated. Arushale makes a apologetic gesture and smiles. What did Desna do what did you do after Desna converted you? I traveled. In the beginning, I thought it wise to keep away from demons and their temptations, run off to Absalom, or perhaps even further in another plane. But then I realized that I didn't even deserve freedom yet. The abyss was still in me, called to me, tempting me, seducing me. If I ran away, I would return to my old habits. Arushale forces the words from her mouth. That is why I came here to join the war, to remember who my enemy was, to defeat the demons, not just for the mortal world, but for myself as well. Because if I don't kill my past, it will always be reaching for me. I'm a wonderful liar. I'm no longer proud of it, but it's still true. The demons never suspected my treason until the very end. I lived as a spy, and regularly reported back to the priests of Desna wherever I learned. Naturally, I concealed my identity from them as well. I would never have been caught, but when I learned that Discovery was planning on attack on Canaris, there was no time for caution. I risked everything to warn you and paid for it with my freedom. Hmm. Oh, amazing! The anarchy of the abyss was slavery for you, but you found freedom in the army. Nah, thank you for not running from evil, but confronting it. Yes, I'm glad I did, but you know it's hard. Evil calls me back every day, and when it's no close, and when it's so close, what if one day I grow tired of fighting? So do you worship Desna now? The goddess did a lot for me, more than I ever deserved. Asking anything more of her would be impudent. I'm grateful to her, but I try not to trouble her with my prayers. Where do succubi come from? Do you have a childhood? No, well, yes, but in brief, the abyss is nothing like the mortal world. Arushale makes a gesture in the air, trying to find the right words. You remember life since conception? No. Wait, you don't remember that part, do you? Well, certainly know everything since birth. We do not. Normally, when a human dies, the Lady of Grave, which is Pharasma, decides which planes they go to. Most often, those who arrive in the abyss turn into larvae. You know the little worms no one noticed until you step on them? They crawl in the mud for centuries, devouring each other, and the strongest ones turn into demons. I don't know how that transformation happens. Maybe we hatch out of them like caterpillars or butterflies. No, wait, it's the other way around. Or maybe greater demons sculpt us out of them, like so much clay. I don't know what happened to the larva that they used to make me. In my own memory, it begins with vague, fragmentary images, terror, execution, orgies. I remember some young lad, half gnawed by the larva. He was crying and begging to be killed. And I pointed at him and laughed and said I wouldn't. Desmond, forgive me. I'm so ashamed. Thank you. I hope that didn't upset you too much. At least not as much as they upset me. Tell me about life in the abyss. I can't tell you about all of the abyss. I've only seen a small part. If you like, I can tell you about the Midnight Isles and Alushanara. What can you tell me about Noctilla? Nocti- Nocticula. She's called the Later in Shadow. They say that she was the first succubus. She's far from the most powerful of the demon lords, but this hasn't kept her from being the ruin of many creatures significantly more powerful than herself, even building her kingdom upon their bones. They say that, like Lamashtu, she strives to turn herself from a demon lord into a true goddess. She enjoys killing, but her favorite tools are seduction and deception. She often stoops to crude violence when there are no other games to play, and even when she backsteps from the shadows, her favorite weapon is a crossbow, though a silk garrote would suit her better. If you would ever meet her, do not believe a word she says, and do not fall for provoc- provocative, provoc, ugh, provocative, provocation. Um, this is making me tongue tied. Do not try to beat her at her own game. And most importantly, remember the worst mistake anyone can make is to underestimate her. Tell me about Alushanara. The poor, Porphyre city is Nocticula's capital. There's no city like it in the mortal realm. Epsilon is a village in comparison. Wow, millions, I don't exaggerate, millions of demons and mortals live there. Some come voluntarily, not many from Galorian, but from the other planes as well. Nocticula keeps an open boundary and enjoys having many guests, merchants, and travelers in the city. Some arrive in chains. The slave trade is the most thriving business in the city. From afar, the city may seem a merry place. Many of its dwellers do enjoy themselves until it is their turn to become someone else's toy. It's a city of suffering, Incria, of beautiful festive torments that everyone in the city inflicts with those around them. What are some places of interest in Alushanara? The heart of the business quarter is the flesh market, where the slave trade takes place. I grew up in the mansion of Lady Alexia. Her house is always full of guests doing their best to entertain her. Those whose performance is not to her liking risk remaining at her house forever. The main attraction of the succubi city is, of course, brothels, the 10,000 delights. I need not tell you what they offer. If you can imagine it, someone is selling it. Not far from there, you can find the harem of ardent dreams, which serve as a sort of city hall. Shamira, Noctilu's right hand and mayor of Alushanara, receives her visitors there. For those who prefer bloodier sport, there are many arenas in the city. The most famous of them is Battle Bliss. Battles run continuously without breaks and without rules. It doesn't matter what trickery you use to win. It only matters how much fun the crowd is having. And above it all towers the house of silk and shadows, a ridiculous palace. Hundreds, thousands of towers and domes adorned with jewels. There are legends of what happens inside. Many have striven to experience the delights of the succubi's queen palace, forgetting that it was built for her pleasure, not theirs. Tell me about the Midnight Owls, which is in this mansion, okay? And in the ocean of Ashir, not far from the mouth of the city Styx, there's a city of islands. There's a chain of islands. This is the realm of Nocticulus, the queen of succubi. There is no sun there on a moonlit night, alternating with the moonless. Each of the islands is one of Nocticulus' trophies, the remains of a powerful entity that perished at her hands. As you can see, you cannot take a step into the abyss without treading on corpses. Thank you. I'd be happy if you help. May I ask a personal question? Well, we're cat. May I ask a personal question? The kind of question a mortal might ask a succubus? You want to talk about sex? I usually look you in the eye. Ask me anything. I'll not keep secrets from you, but don't expect to hear anything lighthearted or pleasant. Nah, I don't want to ask her that. No. A kiss from a succubus is deadly, isn't it? Not just a kiss. Any caress of any kind sucks the life from mortals, and there's nothing I can do about it. Arugula touches her lips ever so slightly. For mortals, tenderness is tenderness, and violence is violence. But I don't know what it's like to kiss and not inflict pain. I just hope my observation of mortals will help me understand. Young lovers, old spouses, even what mortals condemn as promiscuity. To me, it all looks like something amazing, human. Thank you. I have to go. I will be watching you.